What's up, YouTube? So, I guess this is my first time ever, like, how do I say, like, talking about my training. Honestly, I've been following this program for a little while. I made it myself, right? So, what was I saying? Yeah, so this is just me, like, trying to explain my program, which, for today is bench day, so you'll get to see that later when I film it, right? So let me just explain myself real quick. So, right now, my program, I'm for doing um one set of triples at, I mean, you can see it on the screen, right? 92 kg plus, so probably like 92.5, 95, something like that. I'm not actually doing that right now, like to this couple of weeks. I'll get to why later, right? And then after that but I'll get to why later. So back to this. Then after that, I'm gonna do back downs, two sets of 5 reps at around 87.5, 90 kg, depending on how I'm feeling. So for my accessories, which we'll get to later as well. For on bench day, my only accessory I'm doing is incline bench. Usually I like the Smith machine because the one at my gym is really really good. It's smooth as shit. I love that thing. Yeah, so I do 3 sets of 8 to 10 reps with two RIR. Then curls, usual intensity and sets. You guys don't know what that means because I made this note for myself, so I know what it means. So let me just explain. It's 2 sets of about like 10, 8 to 12 reps. Honestly, it's kind of like um yeah, as long as I push it fucking hard, I count it as a set within, like, as long as it's within 8 to 10, 8 to 12, I mean, reps. And for hip thrust, three by six. Right now I'm doing about one. It's not really hip thrust because I don't like doing barbell hip thrust. It's more of like the like one of the machines. I think it's called the glute. Not the glute ham raise. It's not a glute ham raise. It's like a hip thrust machine thing. I don't remember what it's called, but basically, is that. But yeah, right now I'm doing about 160 kg on that. So as for why I do hip thrust on my bench day, it's because you can see here on my deadlift day, right? I'll be so fatigued that I don't want to do hip thrust because deadlift day takes so long, because deadlifts take so long, right? So that's why I moved hip thrust to bench day, because I count it as a deadlift accessory, right? Because if you look at my deadlift PR, right, which I posted in shorts, go watch that, guys. But you'll see like the starting part until like just above my knee is like pretty fast. But as soon as it gets there, I like hit a wall and I have to grind it up. That's because the lockup for deadlifts is actually very glute orientated, like very glute heavy. So because honestly, this is the first time in ever that I've ever programmed any sort of proper glute work in my program. So that's why I have to do hip thrust, as because really need my glutes to catch up to the rest of my body. Like, if not, I'm just gonna be always have a bad, like, if not, I'm just always gonna be limited in my lockout because of that. So that's my explanation on bench day. Okay, so um, moving on to deadlift day. So as you can see, oh shit. Okay, I'll get to that. For deads, I call it deads, is deadlift, right? I do one set of 108 with at least 4 plates on the bar, or 180 kilos. Comp standard just means I don't use straps and everything like that, right? So I have a short pause at the top, maybe just like one count, and then I put it down, right? Then 2 sets of 3 at 170 kg plus with straps. I'm thinking of moving these numbers up because um for especially for the 3 reps, right? Like, cause my grip's not that good right now, so I think I need to train it, so I think I'm gonna move up to 190 this week. And as for the triples, I'm probably just gonna move it up to 4 plates or a little bit around there, because my max is 5 plates, so I think 4 plates around there is about right. Back and triceps, usual intensity and sets, but do seated rows. So what this means is, okay, so normally for back and triceps, I do pull-ups, barbell rows, tricep pushdowns, and the overhead tricep extensions. But I said barbell rows, but here it says seated rows, right? Yeah, so I switched from doing barbell rows to seated rows. Usual intensity and sets actually just means the same as it did in bench day, which is 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. As long as I push it hard, I count it as correct. So I guess a bit of explanation on that is because I'm already doing back work on deadlift in a way, because some people can't deadlift, because I can't deadlift as a back exercise. So um, yeah, so that's why I do my pull-ups and rows on deadlift day. Triceps is just cause I don't really I don't want to do it on bench day, cause fatigue, right? Cause although I'm training to be a powerlifter now, I actually started out more as a bodybuilder. So I kind of built like the structure of my program with their bodybuilding in mind. So my idea was that on my bench day, I used to call it chest day, right? I don't train my triceps. Instead, I train my biceps, right? So which is also why I like the hip thrust thing, because my glutes will be fatigued from deadlifts and from squats. So that's why it's on bench day. But so back to the chest day thing. Yeah, so because bench press, both incline and regular bench press, they will use some triceps, so it's gonna be a bit fatigued. So I can't push it like that hard, you know. So that's why I did this, as well as why I put biceps on chest day or bench day, as I can now call it. So that's the explanation for the deadlift day. I'll show you guys I'm actually recording this before I do my first training day, which is which is bench day. I haven't, which is why I said like I might move it to 190, but the footage you're about to see also might not end up being 190 on the deadlift single, because you know I might not feel, right now I feel good, I feel like I can do it, but if maybe on that day I'm super tired or something, then I probably can't do it, so then I'll back it down. So we'll see about that as it goes. Okay, so that's it for deadlift day explanations. Alright, so on to squat day. Similar thing. I'm doing one set of triples at around 130 plus. Just last week I did triple with. Wait, was it triple? No, no. Sorry, not this one. Sorry. It's not a triple. I skipped triples last week because I had to film something for school. So I did a single of one of 3 plates instead. But usually I would do one set of triples with about 132. It says 130, but like I'm past the stage where I wrote this program, so I've added more load, so 132, right? And two sets of five. It says RPE 120 plus. I think I just forgot to delete the word RPE, but yeah, 120 kg plus. Just last week, I did 122.5 kg, 122.5. I mean, so yeah, cause like I said, I'm adding weight, right? So yeah. Hamstring and shoulders, usual intensity and sets. So again, that means like 3 sets of like 8 to 12, because I like that rep range. Usually I do 10 because it's like easy to count, you know. Like, fun fact, guys, I can count to 10. I know, right? So hamstrings, I like to do lying hamstring curls. Although lying bicep curls are a good exercise, but I don't get to do them that often because if I do them at the gym, I just look like a retard, and I'm like taking up so much space. So if the gym's empty, I'll do lying bicep curls, but nah, not all the time. But oh yeah, for biceps, I'm not sure if I don't really remember what I just said about biceps, but it's some sort of curl. Lying bicep curls, preacher curls, seated incline, whatever I feel like doing, honestly. Um, yeah, so back to hamstrings, lying leg curls, 3 sets of 8 to 10, that's what usual intensity and sets mean. Shoulders, I do cable lateral raises, and um, I don't really know if that's the official name, with quotations name, but the rear delt fly, right? The cable rear delt fly, where you're like crossing your arms across using 2 cables. I like to do that, but with 2 arms instead. Sorry, with just single arm instead, because I feel, right, because I think that it gives me a way better stretch. Right, when I just stretch one arm across my body and do it unilaterally, right? So that's what I do for shoulders and hamstrings. I don't do any sort of like overhead pressing or front delt work because I don't know, I just like haven't done it. And my shoulders are still one of my strongest body points, so I think I don't need to. And I don't know. Yeah, so that's that for squat day. Okay, so finally the accessories, which I mentioned like way back. So I do accessories on their own day because of the whole fatigue thing that I mentioned in one of the explanation parts. I don't actually remember. So yeah, so for my accessories day, I do pause deadlifts. So just pause, like you break it off the floor and then you pause there and then you pull. Right. So it says 3 sets of 5, but honestly I've been doing 3 sets of 3, and yeah, RP7's about there. I could lighten. No, honestly, it does. It feels lighter. It feels like the 3 sets that I do, the 3 reps that I do. It feels like if I went to 5, it would be RP7 because it's really quite light. Because I don't know, I am just lazy and fat, I guess. So that's why I kind of slack on my pause deadlifts. I'll get to pause block press last because honest, because I feel like I'll talk a lot about it. but I could be wrong. But so pause squats is just you just pause at the bottom, as you know. Yeah, I mean you just pause at the bottom. It says all pause for 2 counts. Honestly, I also kind of stopped caring about that. It's just on pause dips I don't actually care about the 2 count thing, so I probably should delete that. But yeah, so I kind of just pause maybe like 1 count and then I go up, and then but I do 1 count again on the way down, so I guess it counts as 2 counts, right? Right, 1 plus 1, right? So but yeah, so for pause, but back to pause squats, I pause at the bottom, like just below, just hit powerlifting depth. I just hit at the bottom for 2 count. Cause in my like every time I watch my if I fail a squat PR or something, right? If I fail a squat, usually it's just cause I can't get it out of the bottom. I go down, I can go down under control just fine. I go down and I can't get back up. So I think it's because of that. So that's why I programmed pause squats in. But I also just think it's a really good thing in general. So I do the numbers at the side past the RPE, which I should delete because I don't really follow it either. Is the weight in kg. So pause block press, right? Which is my favorite accessory because I think it's so cool. I think it's fun. Right. So I have an old yoga block, right? I just put it under my shirt and I bench with it. So for those of you who aren't aware what a block press is, you put a block. For me, I put it under my shirt, right? But if you have a spotter, you can ask them to hold it like on your chest, and then just like the bench, you lower it, but you pause it on the block for. Well, it says 2 count. Again, I probably only do like 1.5, maybe 2, and then press back up to full lockout. So what this does is that it really helps to overload the top half of the motion in bench press, which is very how do I say? It's very tricep dominant because again, if you look at when I look at my own failed bench press videos, I do notice that I tend to get stuck right around midway. So that means it's a tricep problem, which means I have to do work around that. So pause block press it is. Could I also just push my triceps harder on back day? Yes, I am doing that, but it's still fine. Yeah, so that's it for the explanations for accessories day.